Kite Runner begins in Afghanistan in a city called Kabul in the 1970s. Amir is the protagonist of the story. He is portrayed to be weak, selfish, and cowardly, a boy that aspires to be a writer. He is also very desperate for his father's attentions and will do anything to get them. His father, Baba, is a wealthy man with a good reputation. However, he pays very little attention to his son, and their relationship is strained. Hassan is Amir's best friend and servant. Hassan and Amir are character foils. While Amir is selfish, mean, and fickle, Hassan is selfless, kind, and loyal. They are perfect opposites, and the foil emphasizes each other's traits. An event that shows the foil is when the two boys are cornered on the street by a boy named Asef. He threatens to hurt them, specifically Amir, although Hassan gets out his slingshot, and when he threatens to use it, the boys leave him. The slingshot is a symbol representative of Hassan's courage. It shows that he is willing to stand up for himself and Amir. It also connects to To Kill a Mockingbird, specifically the mob scene when Atticus stands up to the angry mob surrounding Tom Robinson's jail. In To Kill a Mockingbird and The Kite Runner, someone stands up for someone other than themselves in spite of being afraid. The theme cowardice and courage in a small community also can be seen in this scene. The courage being Hassan standing up to Asef, and the cowardice being Amir, who is too afraid to do anything. Soon after, Hassan and Amir enter a kite flying competition, a popular activity in Afghanistan at the time. Hundreds of kites get thrown into the sky with glass-covered strings so that the kites can cut down each other's strings. There are no rules, and the last kite flying in the sky wins. Each kite is flown by a team of two, and the last kite to be cut is run and found by one of the team's members. When Hassan and Amir win the competition, Hassan promises to run the kite for Amir. He says to Amir that he would run it for you 1,000 times over. When he does not return soon with the kite, Amir goes to look for him. He finds Hassan in an alley getting raped by Asef and his two friends from the street. Amir, only thinking of himself, watches and runs away. One of the reasons that Amir does not stop the rape is because he is cowardly. This shows the tension, courage versus cowardice. Amir has the option to save his friend, yet he does the cowardly thing and runs away. He says, "I ran because I was a coward. I was afraid of what Asef would do to me." This tension will be prominent. Another reason he does not stop the rape is because he wants to give the kite to his father, so that he will finally be paid attention to. Amir wants the kite to show Baba once and for all that his son was worthy. This shows the theme of approval and disapproval within father-son relationships. This event is also a key turning point and begins a motif of betrayal that can be seen throughout the rest of the novel. When Amir shows the kite to his father, he is so proud of him. It also relates to the theme, the abuse of power in parental relationships, in Romeo and Juliet. Baba has so much power over Amir that Amir made one of the biggest mistakes in his life just to please him. The kite also serves as a reminder and is symbolic of Amir's betrayal to Hassan. It is also a reminder of the guilt that consumes him. Soon after, Amir decides to take Hassan to a pomegranate tree. He begins to pelt Hassan with pomegranates, praying that he will retaliate. Instead, Hassan crushes a pomegranate over his own head, refusing to hurt Amir. This is a symbol of Hassan's unwavering loyalty. It shows that he is not willing to hurt him. When Amir realizes that his guilt for Hassan will not go away, he frames a theft on Hassan that Hassan did not commit, and he is forced to leave and no longer serve Amir and Baba. This is another example of the motif of betrayal. He betrays his father's trust by lying, and he betrays Hassan by putting him out of work and betraying his loyalty and love. Shortly after Hassan leaves, Afghanistan is taken by the Russians. Amir and Baba are forced to flee. They decide to move to America. The novel flashes forward many years. From America to Afghanistan, there comes a huge tonal shift. The tone in Afghanistan was very heavy and dramatic. However, in America, it is now much more lighthearted and less dramatic. While he is in America, Amir loses much of the hate and jealousy he held within himself when he was in Afghanistan, changing the tone dramatically. Amir later graduates from college, all grown up, and begins working as a writer, and then gets married. Soon after this, however, Baba gets very sick. When Baba gets sick, an ironic role reversal takes place. While Baba used to be the figure of strength, he is now weak, and Amir must become strong. Soon after, Baba dies. Amir gets a call from an old friend of his father's in Afghanistan, named Rahim Khan, who tells Amir that he must return to Afghanistan, as there is a way to be good again. This is where the motif of redemption begins. Amir returns to Afghanistan to talk to Rahim, and all the painful memories of his past come flooding back. When he meets with Rahim Khan, he discovers that all along Rahim had known what had happened between him and Hassan. He reveals to Amir that Hassan is also Baba's child, making Hassan Amir's half-brother. Rahim then tells Amir that Hassan and his wife had been killed by the Taliban that had taken over Afghanistan. They have a son named Sarab, who is now left orphaned and is being held slave by the Taliban. He wants Amir to find Sarab to save both the child and Amir's conscience. He tells Amir, "It has to be you to save Sarab." Here, the theme, freedom from betrayal, is being introduced. The way for Amir to be freed from his guilt is to redeem himself by saving Sarab from the Taliban. Amir discovers that the man abusing Sarab is the same man that raped Sarab's father Hassan in the alley so many years ago. Asef, the man, tells Amir that if he wants to take the boy, he will need to fight him for him. The tension courage versus cowardice reappears here. Amir can save Sarab or he can run away, as he did so many years ago. He decides to choose courage and fights Asef. When Asef begins to badly injure Amir, Sarab decides to put an end to it and gets out his slingshot, just as Hassan had. He shoots Asef in the eye, and Amir and Sarab escape. The slingshot represents courage, just as it had earlier in the novel. Soon after, Amir takes Sarab back to America to live with him and his wife. At the very end of the novel, Sarab and Amir fly a kite together. However, before, when the kite represented solely betrayal, it now represents redemption as well. Amir then runs the kite for Sarab. He repeats, "For you, 1,000 times over," showing that he has finally found a way to redeem himself, a way to be good again.